Anthem gives you the ability to tailor your playstyle by equipping different exosuits. One of these exosuits is known as the Interceptor. This is everything that you need to know about the Interceptor. The Interceptor is your speed build. It focuses on fast hand-to-hand combat. It has powerful blades that allow you to get up close and personal with enemies and then dash away before they can attack. The Interceptor is good for a solo player or as a team player because of how many options it has to deal damage. Each javelin, as always, can carry up to 2 weapons. The Interceptor can carry every type of weapon except for the heavy weapons, which can only be used by the Colossus. Every javelin also has the melee ability, with the Interceptors being the double-bladed daggers. The Interceptor uses these daggers to deliver a flurry of slashes, dealing a chain of powerful attacks that can continue forever. This is going to be the bread and butter of the Interceptor, as this is what you'll be using most of the time. Next, let's talk about the Interceptor's assault systems and strike systems. So he will have 5 abilities in each one of those categories. Let's go ahead and cover the assault systems first. First up, he will have the Cryo Glaive, which will throw a razor-sharp projectile that seeks out and does damage to the nearest target. Next up, we have the Acid Bomb, which is a grenade that explodes, splashing all nearby enemies with acid. Next up, we have the Cryo Glaive. This launches a projectile that locks onto a nearby target and freezes it upon impact. Next up, we have the Cluster Mine. This throws out a group of mines onto a targeted area, which explodes whenever an enemy walks on top of them. Next up, we have the Spark Dash, which is a dash that leaps your exosuit forward, and behind you leaves a trail of electricity that damages enemies. Next, let's talk about the Interceptor strike systems. First up, we have the Star Strike. This charges an enemy with energy, which explodes after a delay. The explosion also does increase damage if the target is destroyed before the full delay is over. Next up, we have the Plasma Star. This tosses a plasma-empowered shuriken at a single target. This is an extremely powerful weapon at longer ranges. Next up, we have the Nova Strike. This sends out a projection in front of the javelin itself, which will attack enemies that it comes into contact with. Next up, we have the Tempest Strike. This is a devastating single-target attack that can stun small enemies. And lastly, we have the Corrosive Spray. This sprays out a jet of corrosive acid that damages all enemies hit. Next, let's go ahead and talk about the support systems. There is, as always, 2 different types of support system. We have an offensive option and a defensive option. Let's go ahead and start with the offensive option, which is called the Target Beacon. And this marks a target for increased damage, which will switch to another enemy if the marked target is destroyed. So basically, it's going to pin a single enemy and target it, and all damage done to that enemy will be increased. Next up, let's talk about the defensive option. This one is called Rally Cry. And basically what this one is going to do is remove all status effects from all nearby allies. So if any of your teammates happen to be on fire or frozen, you can simply use Rally Cry and all of their status effects will disappear. Last but not least, we have the Interceptor's ultimate ability. This is the Assassin's Blades. The Interceptor becomes supercharged, arming its Assassin's Blades and carving through enemies at high speed. This ability also raises the exosuit's defense, so you'll take less damage when you're using this ultimate. This exosuit seems like a very fast-paced and aggressive exosuit. I'm glad that they implemented this style into the game, and I look forward to giving it a try, but this probably won't be my main. It's just a little bit too chaotic for my taste. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for me today. I do hope that you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like on the video, as well as if you're new around here, be sure to subscribe. We're going to be covering tons more Anthem information, especially as we get closer to the demo. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for me today. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. You guys have a great day.